What's up, y'all? Today we are going to be reading Am I the A-Hole Reddit Confessions, because I was on Reddit earlier and I've seen some crazy stuff, and I said, let me record this because this is actually crazy. So I saved the crazy one I saw, but I gotta go back and yeah. Y'all like the bed? It has like LEDs in it. It's really cute. And I have this lamp. Super cute. Found it in Marshall's. Anywho, am I the a-hole for laughing in my sister-in-law's face when she DNA tested my daughter? Okay. I, 30 male, have a daughter who's 6. I'm not biologically. I'm gonna be lisping because I have Invisalign, y'all. Don't mind me. I am not biologically related to her at all. There is no blood relation between us. I was friends with her mother for most all of my childhood. We were never involved romantically and we were always just friends. She had her daughter at 23 with her 25-year-old husband. My daughter was a newborn, about 3 months technically. Both her mother and her father were deceased. I won't go into too much detail for privacy reasons. But it was a workplace shooting. That's terrible. That sucks. Okay, sorry. My friend and her husband have worked in the same building and we're both gone. Both my friend and her husband had grown up with less than ideal families and didn't have any siblings, so there weren't any next of kin for their daughter to go to. However, because I was close with them, I was able to adopt her. That's really cute. That's sweet of him. Even though I had been iffy about the idea of kids, I didn't want their daughter to grow up in foster care or around people who didn't have a connection with her bio parents, so I stepped up, period. My parents and siblings know that my daughter is not my actual daughter, biologically speaking. My daughter, I'll call Lily for the post, also knows that she's adopted. I never really hid the fact that she was adopted. She knows her parents are not alive and were gone away, were terminated by that man. But I'm saving the details for when she's older. Lily does not look like me at all. She looks exactly like her mother and biological dad. Most people assume that I'm her bio dad and that she just took after her mom. I don't ever really correct this when and if people assume this because it just seems unnecessary. My brother has been with his fiance for about 2 years now. A few weeks ago, we were all meeting up at my parents' house and my sister-in-law saw an old picture of me, my friends, and her husband. She pointed to my friend and asked who she was, and I explained that was Lily's mother. Sister-in-law got quiet and stood in front of the picture for a while. I didn't think much of it. To clarify, she knows my friend passed away. I suppose she assumed my daughter was mine and my friend's biological daughter. My sister-in-law got a DNA test done on my daughter behind my back. Huh? Why is it? She used my brother's DNA for the test, and when it came back that they weren't related, she knew that meant me and Lily weren't related. She came up to me with results and waved them in my face, saying I was taking care of the passed away woman's affair baby. She said this to me in front of the baby, in front of my daughter. I stared at her for a while before bursting out laughing at this. I told her I knew Lily wasn't my biological daughter and that this thing called adoption exists. Her face went red and she stormed off. My brother is mad I embarrassed his fiance, but I said she embarrassed herself by DNA testing a kid that isn't hers and then parading the results up to me. What did she want me to do? What was her goal with this? Did she want me to break down and abandon my daughter? My brother said she thought she was doing the right thing and called me an a-hole. I don't feel like the a-hole, especially considering my sister-in-law was the one who stuck her nose where it doesn't belong. I'm asking for Reddit opinions. Was I the a-hole? First of all, sis, even if at this point, if you thought really that was his wife, that they had a kid and she was having an affair, what would getting the results do now? Like, the parents have passed away. Did you want the daughter to be sent away to foster care? Like, what? People, you gotta mind your business. Mind your business, because it's actually crazy. It sucks about what happened to her parents, but I'm glad he stepped up and took care of the baby. Because we don't need her in foster care. We need her with a loving family. And the fact that she told him in front of the daughter. So if this really was the case, and you're saying the daughter is 6 now, she's very aware of what's happening around her. So she said, oh yeah, it's not your daughter in front of her. Imagine how that would have made her feel if like that was actually the case. I don't know, it's just extremely messed up, and I really don't play with stuff like that. Involving the kids is crazy. And she jumped straight to the DNA test and was sneaky about it. Why does this, you're not even my sister, you're not even related to me all the way, so what? And then the brother's like defending her. I mean, I guess that's your wife, defend on, but we gotta tell people when they're wrong, brother. And your wife was wrong. And all the comments are saying she wanted to cause trouble. I absolutely agree, because there's no other reason you would do that. You just wanted to be messy for what? I don't know if he's posted any updates. Let's see. What? He put 2 updates, y'all. Okay, this one says, my brother lied to my sister-in-law about everything. The Lord. Okay, my sister-in-law ended up coming to my house and apologizing, as well as telling me the full story. My brother put her up to the my brother put her up to the DNA test. When I first adopted Lily, my brother, for some weird reason, his weird self, thought that me and Lily's mom were together and just weren't telling anyone. He believes that when she got pregnant, Lily's mom told me that Lily was mine and that she was going to just say that it was her husband's, and I went along with it because I didn't really want kids. Sister-in-law was under the impression I believed I was Lily's bio dad. She saw the picture of Lily's mom and I, and after asking for clarification on who she was, assumed we were together in it. And then got suspicious when she saw the other guy in the picture, Lily's actual dad. She got sus when the guy in the picture looked a lot like Lily. I also want to clarify, I didn't tell her that Lily's bio dad was in the picture because she had specifically pointed to Lily's mom, and I assumed that she knew Lily was adopted. I didn't know my brother had been telling her lies for nearly 2 years. She got the DNA test out of her own suspicion, and my brother helped her with it because he thought it would reveal that I was actually Lily's bio dad. Both of them need to mind their business. They both need to mind their business. I ain't gonna lie. My sister-in-law also apologized for showing me the results in front of my daughter. She told me that her mom had an affair and cheated on her father, got pregnant with another man's kid, and had let her father believe the kid was his. The father was devastated by this when he found out, and she grew very resentful of women who do that to their spouses. Okay, she had wanted to sit me down and talk to me about what my daughter. Then she saw me with my daughter and got angry, and immediately waved the results in my face. When I called and asked my brother about this, he admitted it. When I asked why he would think this, he said he couldn't think of a reason why a man who had been against having kids at the time would willingly adopt a baby without having a good blood connection to it. He told sister-in-law that I was Lily's bio dad and was aware of the fact. He took a step further and said that me and Lily's mom were together at the time of Lily's conception. Both me and my parents are going low contact with my brother for a while now. I know I will forgive my brother eventually, but I can't do that right now. He believed I was low enough to have an affair with a married woman, get her pregnant, and take no responsibility, allow her to pass off the kid as another man's, and then only take responsibility because of her mom's passing away. The fact that this is your brother, if he had this thought, he should have just came to him in the first place. That's freaking weird. Somebody said slap and press charge. It's your brother. I've siblings fight all the time. It's your brother. Do as you please, honestly. There's another update, y'all. Update number 2. Sister-in-law is now ex-sister-in-law. Some people were wondering what happened with my brother and sister-in-law. Well, she dumped him. They tried to make it work, but that only lasted a few days, and she ended up giving the ring back. Giving him the ring back. My brother got S-faced drunk in front of my lawn in the middle of the night. I was pissed because Lily had school the next morning and this woke her up. My brother was yelling insults to both me and my kid. We called the police. He spent the night in jail for drunken disturbance. I'm sure pressed charges because he was saying some borderline threatening statements to me and my daughter. I don't think it's enough to qualify for a restraining order, but if it is, I'll get a temporary one. On a more positive note, Lily's doing well. She's getting straight A's, period. And she's excited about her first ever science project. We love that. She's been talking my ear off about it. Send help. We're not sending you no help. You better listen to her. Anywho, why is the brother mad at him? And it said they tried to make it work and could only last a couple days. How long were they together before? Because what was this relationship built off of? That's what I want to know. And why is he mad? He got drunk, came into your yard. First they weighed the results in front of the kid. Now he's drunk. She see her uncle out in the yard acting crazy. She got school in the morning. Imagine what she told her friends. My uncle was drunk outside. My uncle was drunk outside, y'all. Like, what? I would have told everybody. Like, guess what happened? Guess what happened last night? I was up past my bedtime. Next story. Alright, this one, I was like, okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my husband if he fights for custody of his kids, I will divorce him? Off top, yes. But let's read. I'm 24, female, and I am child-free. I'm sterilized, and I have no intention of having or caring for any children. Okay. I married my husband. He's 33. Last year, I did not know he had any children until 5 days ago. I'm sorry. That's so messed up. Okay. In that case, I retract what I said at the beginning. But how did he... Until 5 days ago, I travel for work. I work for myself, and I have amazing pay for very few active working hours. I'm a honeymoon planner, running my own business. We have a joint account for bills and our own separate accounts for saving and fund money. My husband sat me down 5 days ago and told me he hadn't been completely honest with me and revealed that he has 2 children, a 10-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl. He pays regular child support. However, it dips into his fun money and he wants to be able to have fun like I am. So he said he would fight for 50-50 custody. I was furious that he had lied to me and was even more angry when he told me he wanted 50-50. He works 12 to 16 hour shifts as a nurse, and that would mean I would have to take care of the children when I'm not working or working from home. I told him if he fights for custody, I will leave him. We have a prenup, so a divorce will be rather simple. I get 100% of my business, all of my savings and fund money in the house as I inherited it from my grandmother. He called me the a-hole and told me I should step up so that he can have more money in his savings and for fun. But let's keep going. He said I should step up so he can have more money in his savings and for fun. And because the kids won't be much hassle due to their ages, so am I the a-hole for telling him I will divorce him if he goes through with filing for custody? What does he mean the kids won't be much? It's a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. I don't care how old the kids are. They take a lot. Because I know I took a lot. I take a lot now, and I'm not even a kid anymore. Like, huh? What are you talking about? But how did he keep this a secret for a whole year? That's what I want to know. You married him, he told you 5 days ago? That is crazy. I apologize for laughing at that, but anywho, her update. Thank you all so much for helping me with this situation. I know his lies were enough of a reason to divorce, and I'm proud to announce, soon to be ex, okay? I just didn't know if divorcing him with the kids in the mix would make me an a-hole, especially because he works so much. He has since vacated my house. I have spoken to my lawyer and I am filing for annulment. I can because he married me in the act of fraud. If in the act of fraud, the AMA protects me as it was fraudulent marriage. That is honestly, he could have, people live double lives all the time. So he could have been doing everything in his power to hide the kids from her. So I'm glad she was able to get a divorce from him. That's a terrible thing to hide, honestly. Your kids, you don't, if you're hiding something, I feel like you aren't that proud of them. The only reason you want to get 50-50 custody of them is so you don't have to pay as much money, which is not a good reason. And you're saying you want money for fun. Babe, you had 2 kids, not her. Like, anyways, let's do the next one. Am I the a-hole for silently changing my son's name after my brother and sister-in-law gave my nephew this name too? Me and my sister would have had to tussle. My wife and I had our son 4 months ago. We had a name chosen early in her pregnancy. We kept the name to ourselves, but my sister-in-law, married to my brother, found it out when she was still pregnant with my nephew. He's almost 7 months old. She never said how. She just told her she loved the name. Congrats, and she couldn't wait to meet the baby. We assumed she snooped because she was not told. I even mentioned it to my brother, and he said that his wife does like to browse through people's things like it was no biggie. Then when my nephew was born, they announced his name, and it was the name we chose. First, middle, and last name. My brother called right after sister-in-law posted the announcement, and he told me to keep quiet because his wife had a rough birth, and she didn't need drama, and he knew we might not like it, but she really wanted the name. Nah. No. Her reason, question mark, extra emphasis on question mark. What is her reason? My brother and I have matching twin-like names. Sister-in-law wanted to connect our 2 boys by just giving them the same name, so they were each other's namesake. That's weird. Why would I want to be named the same thing as my cousin? And why did the dad just let it go? Like, my wife and I talked it over and we decided to pick a different name, but we pretend to keep the original name until there was zero risk of sister-in-law changing the nephew's name. We only started telling people the true name last week. My parents and sister said it made sense. Friends and my in-laws understood why we did it. My brother told me I upset his wife by silently doing this and taking away her choice to match the boys. He told me it was a D move. I told him his wife using the full name we chose was a D move. Exactly. What is she talking about? This girl has to be... I'm not even gonna say what I was thinking. It has to be a little crazy. Like, heck so. I asked him if he considered how much tougher it would be with both boys enrolled in the same schools with the very same name, not to mention banking, doctors, dental, all kind of stuff. He told me plenty of people have the same name and it's not a big deal, and it's harder to mix stuff up nowadays. And we're just trying to gatekeep names. Are we 12? Who is gatekeeping a name? I think he's crazy. So does my wife. She said he clearly doesn't want sister-in-law to be mad. Forget her being mad. Why would you? I understand happy wife, happy life, but we gotta tell people. She's weird. That's all I gotta say about her. Glad the baby got a new name. I hope the other baby's okay, because dad ain't sticking up for him, and mom wants to be the other wife, obviously. So that's my view on it. Okay, this one says, I'm rethinking having a child with my wife because of what I just found out about her dad. What did you find out about her dad? My wife Jessica, 32, and I, 30, have been married for 2 years and are trying for a baby. Okay, Jessica has an older sister, Mary, that she isn't super close to. She told me that they had a huge falling out over some family drama and just don't speak anymore. I asked a few times about the entire situation, but she will say that she doesn't like talking about it and she doesn't think that it's important. It was Jessica's brother's birthday yesterday, and we were all at his house to celebrate. Mary made an appearance and there was a lot of drama. Long story short, she called Jessica and her brothers out for still associating with their dad when they know that he is a child. That is crazy. No one's paying her any mind, and I was really confused on what the heck was going on. When Mary left and Jessica and I went home, I asked Jessica what happened. She said that when they were kids, Mary used to claim that their dad used to do stuff to her. I asked her if it's true, and Jessica was stuttering a lot. She says she knows her dad used to do bad things, but that Mary cut them all off when she turned 18 and moved out. I asked if she is admitting this because she knows her dad was a child and did things to his own daughter. She says she... She said he doesn't do it anymore. He was just in a really bad place in his life. And he apologized to Mary. So there's nothing anyone else can do for Mary. I want to stop reading this right now. Get a divorce with her. Get a divorce with her. Don't have no baby with her, please. I also feel terrible for Mary. Jessica made it seem like Mary did something wrong. Exactly. She made it seem like Mary did something wrong and deserved to be basically exiled from the family. I can never imagine that this is what happened. I asked if she expected me now to be willing to have that man around our future children, and she started shouting at me, saying I'm judging him off something that happened two decades ago, and whether I like it or not, he's going to be our child's grandpa, and he will be in their lives. Not my kids. I said if she insists on it, I think we'll need to hold off on having kids and have serious conversations about it. She's extremely angry at me, but I don't know how I could react better to this. It feels like a huge deal that she is dismissing. That is true. She made it, the way he talked it up, it was like the wife was making it seem like Mary was just like, oh, randomly, I'm gonna get away from the family. She had a whole valid reason. And that's one thing I don't like. People protecting people who are not safe, like not well in the head when it comes to children. Because in the fact that you're saying it's gonna be her granddad no matter what, you're willing to have, you know it's true. You're saying it's just a hard time in his life. Everyone has hard times in life. That does not give you the freedom to go and harm children, harm anyone. Like, what are we actually talking about? Let's be self-real right now. So, don't have a baby with her. I understand that's her dad, and it's harder when it's someone you're connected to like let them go. You give them chance after chance after chance, but you would think it'd be a little different when you have your own kid. You'd be like, oh, I know these things happen, so I'm not going to do that. But I don't know. I don't have any kids, so. And I'm also not in that situation, so yeah, I guess I will never know. She said he doesn't do it anymore. This is a comment about her saying he doesn't do it anymore. This tells you all you need to know. Once she admits she knows he did that to her sister, or she wouldn't argue that he doesn't do it anymore. Exactly. She both minimizes and excuses away his horrific and criminal jail behavior by saying he was just in a bad place in his life. Then she exonerates him along with anyone and everyone who became his accomplice by enabling and or excusing his behavior, by saying he apologized to Mary. What does an apology do to Mary? Mary didn't want no apology. Mary didn't want you to do it in the first place. And there's nothing anyone else can do for Mary. That's why she left. She know y'all can't do nothing for her. Wait, what? She did. Wait, let's see if he this was supposed to be 2 years ago, so let's see if there's any update for him, because oh my gosh, it says profile unavailable. We will never know if he had a kid with her. He probably did. I pray that the grandpa stays away, and anyone else who is weird like that stays away. Okay? I'm gonna read one more. This one's short. Am I the a-hole for announcing our pregnancy at my brother's wedding after he proposed at mine? Everyone has beef with their siblings. My siblings are lame. My brother said he was going to propose at my wedding. I told him no, that it was a day by myself and my wife, and we didn't need any distractions. My mom lost her stuff. She said he wanted family. She said he wanted family he might not see again for a while to be a part of the proposal. I said I didn't give a and that if he did it, I would have kicked him out. And he did it. And my mom said if I tried kicking him out, she would leave too. My mama, what are we talking about? I just remember, I don't know. My brother got married last week. Instead of welcome to the family toast, I used the time to announce we're expecting our first baby. My mom was upset, but my grandmother told her to sit down and shut up. We spent a lot of the reception talking to family we will not see again for a while about our coming up baby. My mom says I was an a-hole for taking attention away from my brother on his wedding day. She got really mad when I reminded her that she threatened to leave my wedding if I kicked him out after he proposed. I have the screen capped of the text messages. They said the grandma is funny. The grandma is funny because she's a girl. It seems like she's favoring that other brother over him, because why is it okay for him to propose but it's not okay for me to tell everyone I'm having a baby at his wedding? Like, after, and the fact that who even thinks of that? Like, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this at your wedding. Don't be mad. No, you're not. What the heck? See, yeah, they're agreeing with me. They said my mother strongly favored my brother in a toxic way. That's what it's kind of giving, because my mom would get on to any of my brothers, my sister, myself, if I tried to do that at any of their weddings or anything for them. I can't propose, but she would get on me if I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna announce my pregnancy at my brother's wedding. Cause Jalen, why would you do that? That's exactly how she would do me. I respect it, because hold me to the same standard you hold them to. Honestly, don't show no favoritism. Cause if you let my brother propose at my wedding, and then you say if I kick him out, you leaving too. You're leaving. I don't know what you thought this was. You gotta go. Whole time, or this is his update. Okay, so some bad news and amazing news. Bad news, my brother figured out that we weren't really pregnant at his wedding, and he's livid, as is his wife. I really don't care. I know it's childish, but he started it. I don't care either. Good news, they're actually having a baby. I love that for them. Love that. Another update. For any of you that may still be interested, we had our daughter today. Both my wife and daughter are doing well. I love that. Brother and sister is still mad. My grandma was the first one besides my wife and I to hold their baby. Bro, the fact that they weren't actually pregnant at the wedding and then they actually get pregnant, I'm gonna say that's like maybe a month in between. And then if she went the full term, she had 40 weeks. And you're still mad? You're still mad. It's time to get over it, because it seems like they're over you proposing at their wedding. So, yeah, that just is what it is. But that's the last one I'm gonna read. These were actually funny. Some, not all of them. Excuse me. I've been reading too long. I'm over here stuttering. Got a lisp. Yeah, but I'm gonna see y'all next time. I'll probably read some more, because those are pretty entertaining. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.